Hello, and welcome to the WarGamePeace Podcast. I'm your host. You could call me Wargame. Alright, a little intro about myself. I stream video games on Twitch, and I also post videos here on YouTube. I cover mainly, video games, nerd culture stuff like Marvel, Star Wars, science fiction, fantasy. I'm also into anime, toy collecting, and K-pop. Yeah, so a lot of everything. So this podcast will be a mix of all my interests, and hopefully you share some of my interests. So, on to what we're playing currently. The PlayStation 5 came with Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which is amazing. I love it. I love it. Because, one, I'm a New Yorker, and in the first game, and the Miles Morales game, only Manhattan was playable. But finally, we get to see Queens and Brooklyn. I'm from Queens, so it's great going around in the game, even just walking street level instead of swinging around. Just looking at locations I recognize, and they've got it. I don't see my exact neighborhood, but some of the neighboring neighborhoods, there are distinct features, especially the 7 train coming into Long Island City, because that was my main train line living there. So, awesome fun. Way better graphics, so much detail, so many objects animated, so many people walking on the streets, cars going around. I love it. It's such a good game. Lots to do there. And also, we are also continuing our playthrough of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Enjoying that greatly. We've just entered Chapter 7. Let's see. We dealt with a casino. And the story is coming together about all the different factions. The Barracudas, the Ganji, who else? All the different factions are coming into play now. And we're trying to figure out what the deal is about Kasuga's mom, Akane. So we're going to have to keep playing and find out. And I'm loving Sujimon. I think Sujimon's one of my favorite things there. And we have to get back to Dondoko Island. I really want to finish the resort up to a 5-star. Plus, we need the money. It's a money source, and we need to build up that island. Plus, it's super fun. It reminds me of my time at Portia or Animal Crossing. Very entertaining. I'm also starting to play chess. I'm really bad at it, but, I know a lot of people get bored watching it, but I'm going to see if I can get good, Maybe let's see where I get in the ranking over maybe a year. So, please tune in for that. Oh, I almost forgot. I got Tekken 8 for the PlayStation 5, and I am enjoying it. And I finally get to play games with the squad. I played a few games against Gator, Cynical, Gondo, and Dax, and hopefully we get to play more. I currently play Ling Xiao Yu, and my past experience with previous Tekken games is coming in pretty handy. So I'm holding my own. I'm not the greatest, I lose most games against the squad, but I'm doing okay in ranked. I'm at cavalry rank, which I think is 7th dan. I know you can't get demoted up to that point, but hopefully I could advance further. Um, so yeah, they changed a lot of moves. So they took out some of the moves and combos I did before, but I've learned a few new ones. But I do have a lot of learning to do. Uh, if I could get down a few more new moves and new combos, it'll be great. But I'm having fun with it. Fighting games are awesome. And yeah. And plus, I should learn some other new characters. I'm hoping they bring back Lucky Chloe. Uh, but I think I could also learn Alyssa and Lily. So it'll be fun. I'm enjoying Tekken. So, about toy collecting. Um, my main interests are G.I. Joe Classified series, Marvel Legends, and Star Wars The Black Series. I used to collect toys a lot when I was a kid. And now my favorite IPs are now in the 6-inch size compared to the 3 3/4 size figures when I was a kid. My recent acquisitions are G.I. Joe Classified's Airborne figure, which I love. He was one of my favorites as a kid. And I'm glad they didn't change the color scheme, because that turquoise color, it's not very military, but it works. It works for the figure, especially since the character is American Indian, and the uniform looks great. I'm glad they didn't change it. In Marvel Legends, I picked up the Infinity Saga Captain America, which is the version from the Winter Soldier movie at the beginning when he was on that stealth mission aboard the ship. The original figure for that in Marvel Legends came out years ago and was out of print for the longest time, and I think it was going for crazy prices. The new version, it's not a reprint, it's a whole new figure, looks great, and I'm glad to have it. I hope to do unboxings of these soon, so please look out for that in the future. On to some hobby news. I've recently gotten the new Marvel Crisis Protocol starter set, the 2023 edition, and I'm very excited about that. Um, I'm hoping to do an unboxing of it maybe soon. I don't know. It's probably we're just gonna open the box and there's gonna be a lot of unbuilt models, but it'll be interesting to see. I haven't opened it yet. But the original starter set, I have most of that painted. I only have 2 figures to go. I have to paint up Captain America and Captain Marvel. And then after I get that done, then I'll play a test game. And then I'll get to the new starter set. Excited about that. Excited about a new game system. And also, I think I've overextended myself. I also got the Kings of War, I think it's Trouble in the Shires starter set. So I'll be building a halfling hobbit army and a rift forged orc army. So it'll be interesting to get into a rank and flank game, because I have a lot of old Warhammer Fantasy miniatures that I haven't really gotten around to doing. So, and Warhammer the Old World is way too expensive to get into, even just rules-wise, just for the books. Kings of War, the rulebook comes with any starter set. And also the basic rules you could just get as a free PDF. So I'm interested in trying that out. I've also gotten the Bolt Action Island Assault starter set, which is a World War II miniatures game. It comes with a U.S. Marine Force and a Japanese Army Force. So that'll be interesting to get into also. let's talk about K-pop. So I haven't kept up with too much of it, but the Twice comeback happened. I love it. I got 2 of the albums, which I hope to unbox on the channel sometime. I just haven't found time to do an unboxing stream. I think I Got You was my favorite song, and One Spark, good, but I think I like the B-side, New New New, better than One Spark. So, but great album altogether. Yeah. Other songs that caught my eye and caught my ear in K-pop. I like that. Okay, I'm not too into Idol, G-Idol, but that new song Fate is really good. I love it. Let me see. What else? I like Ives All Night. And let me see. There's too many rookie groups now. Way too many rookie groups. The one that caught me was Magnetic by Illit or Illit? Something like that. So there's a lot I gotta catch up with on K-pop. Let's talk about audiobooks. Now, I have an Audible audiobook membership from Amazon, and I've been ignoring it for way too long. So, I recently wanted to do some kind of book club thing with my members on Twitch. And shout out to Taj, who's recommended some great books that we've listened to and discussed. She recommended The Mistletoe Murders around Christmas. Christmas-themed murder mysteries in this small town. It amazes me how many murders can happen in a small town. But great protagonist, which I'd like to see more of the backstory. Amazing. Let's see, what else? We listened to The Dispatcher. I love that one. I think I recommended that one. It's narrated by Zachary Quinto? Yeah, really good. It's about, how do we describe this? It's about, imagine a world where people can't get murdered. If you get murdered, you kind of reappear and respawn back at home. So it comes into, how the world deals with that. In a world where people can't die intentionally. So like this guy, his job is a dispatcher. And what that means is, like in hospitals, if somebody is having surgery and is about to die from a medical mistake or something, his job is a dispatcher to clinically kill the person while on the operating table. That way they respawn and can have a second chance at the procedure or whatever. So there's a lot of questions and ethics about that whole kind of profession. And lately, we've also been listening to Moriarty on Audible. Really good Audible original. I think it's a twist on the Sherlock Holmes characters, where Sherlock Holmes is a secret, secret nefarious agent I don't want to give away too much, but he's like the bad guy. And it turns out Moriarty, who is normally the bad guy in the books, was actually innocent of his crimes and was set up by nefarious conspiracies. So it's a cat and mouse chase between Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty. And I love the Moriarty character. He's played in the book by Dominic Monaghan, and Sherlock Holmes is played by Phil Lamar. Really great cast. Really great cast. I highly recommend it. I'm on the second book. I have like 1 hour to go into it, and I think I'll talk more about that in the next podcast when I finish it. So, as far as future books I want to get into, there is Third Eye, which is apparently is written by Felicia Day, and has a great cast. Has Will Wheaton, Lily Pichu from YouTube. I think is it Sean Astin? I think, and Neil Gaiman. Really interesting cast. So I think I'm gonna listen to that next, and I'm also listening to. Oh, what is it? Oh, I forgot. It's called The Comeback, and it's a K-pop romance story about a K-pop idol dude and this lawyer lady. So it's interesting. I'm a few hours into that. I have to finish it. So I forgot who wrote it. I wish I'm gonna have to look it up again, and I'll talk about it more when I get to finish it. Let's get into TV and movies. Now, here's the thing with me. Everybody knows I'm bad with I'm bad about giving away spoilers. So, always consider this podcast to be spoiler warnings about everything, because I just talk and talk and talk about things I like. And you know what? It's hard to keep everything spoiler free. So, this is if I talk about TV and movies, I'm going to talk about the entire thing. So the latest things I've gotten into was Spy Family on Crunchyroll. I finally finished the second season, but I canceled my Crunchyroll subscription because I really didn't use it much. So Spy Family was great though. You would think originally it would be all about Anya, but this second season you got to see more about Yor has a whole story arc that's maybe 4 or 5 episodes. Really, really good. And I thought the season should have ended on that as the finale, but then it goes into a couple more episodes. But, yeah, it was Yor on a big mission on a cruise ship. So, it was really good. We got to see earlier in the season more about Yor's brother and the secret police. More about the dog. Some about this new agent. Is it Fiona? Codename Nightfall? Who apparently has a big crush on Lloyd. And who else? That's about it. Oh, and Anya's classmates, Becky and Damien, have their own spotlights. Yeah, fun show. I wish it moved faster, but I think we'll never see the end of whatever the mission is, because it would just end the whole thing, and it would be sad to see the family fall apart if the mission ends. Yeah, and on to other stuff. What else did I watch? Three Body Problem on Netflix, based on a Chinese novel. It's a science fiction story, I think written by a scientist. It's really science heavy and really good. It's about a group of genius friends and a story that starts way, way back in the Chinese Communist Revolution, but then goes on to these characters in England, in the UK. It's about basically contact with alien life, interacting with them through communications. This is full spoiler warnings. Yeah. There's a group of humans that believe in the benevolence of these aliens that they're communicating with and want them to come to our planet. It's going to take 400 years of travel for them to get here. And at some point, they got angry with us and said, humans are bugs, and they're going to come here and take over the planet. whatever that means, And yeah, the human race has 400 years to prepare for their coming, and the world just went nuts. Some people went insane. Some people want to follow, our new alien leaders. And a lot of people are building up, the governments of the world are building up a coalition to up our technology so we can have some form of defense when they get here. And it's just interesting what the scientific community in the show is coming up with to deal with it. Most interesting to me is the wall facer project. Because of a certain technology, the aliens can know everything that's happening on Earth. The thing is they can't read minds. So the people in charge of coming up with the plans to deal with the aliens have to come up with these plans and keep it all in their head and never talk about it. That's why they're called wall facers, because it comes from whatever the Chinese word is for people that meditate. It's about these monks that just look at a wall and meditate the whole time. And that's the wall facer's job, is just to concentrate and come up with a plan to deal with the coming aliens in 400 years. Now, here's the thing with the story. The first season is all modern times and what we can do now. But I don't know if they can really get into a second season, because it would be like going, because the novels span, those hundreds of years and go into the space travel and, fighting the aliens. But for the Netflix show, it would be like going from a show like The X-Files in one season and then season 2 being completely Star Trek. I don't know how they're going to do it, if they are, if they can pull it off. But just that first season alone as a standalone really worked for me. So I like that. So if you guys got recommendations for more shows, movies, anime, let me know. Thank you. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed the podcast. I've been your host, WarGame. I'll probably post these maybe every couple of weeks, whenever interesting things happen or I come up with an interesting topic. Please like, subscribe, comment. Comment and let me know what you liked here, what works and what doesn't work, because I'm new to podcasting and I need your help. All right. I hope to see you all again soon, and a big peacekeeper salute to you all. I'll see you next time. Peace, everyone.